Okay, hello everyone. George Webb here with the Silver Shark, and a lot of people are calling you the election shark.
Really?
Yeah, they're calling this has swept the country. It started in Maine early this morning, and now it's sweeping through the Midwest. It's on its way to, I think it's going to get to California before the voting opens or closes in California. Just my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But Mark, the election shark, is with me. And Mark, so far, we've had a great day. We had earlier Twitter, and I think we went for 2 hours this morning.
Yes. While you were off, I remember that old picture of a newspaper headline with Harry Truman in it.
Dewey defeats Truman.
Dewey defeats Truman, and that's why it's important to vote today.
This was the source of the expression called stay-at-home voter, which was the people in California saw Dewey defeats Truman. They figured, well, the election's over. I don't need to go vote. They didn't vote. And then I think Truman wins California and wins the election. So that's not what we want today. We want you to go vote today and get 10 of your relatives and friends to go vote. Yeah. And then while everyone was out, I went to Target. Speaking of Targets, I mean, we're deep state targets here. I went to Target.
What's old is new again, though.
What's old is new. What something borrowed, something blue. I went and got a replica of Elon Musk's Raptor engine. We don't have the 9-way configuration, but we will be bringing out various Elon Musk models as we are going through the night to talk about the Dark MAGA initiative. We also have our good friend Dave Underdown in the chat. We're going to find out what Safari Club boots are. We know the Safari Club was bioweapons in Africa. We're going to find out what Safari Club boots are from Dave Underdown. And we're going to show you
soldiers.
Safari Club boots or soldiers. Oh, okay. All right. So now he's got me thinking who the Safari Club boots were for Prince Philip in Africa. Okay. All right. Maybe Jeff Epstein with a little bit of the stuff from the heavens, Safari Club boots. Adnan Khashoggi's.
This is as much fun as what's my lie?
Oh, yeah.
I've got a secret.
I've got a secret. Gorbanifar from Iran. Okay. So, and then a call sheet. Call sheet.
Yeah.
Like a CALLS.
No, here, I'll get it.
This. Oh, call sheet. KALSHI. KALSHI is
place a wager.
The predictive market where you can place a wager on the Trump election. And that's got to be more exciting than anything right here. The deliverable here that you can watch this thing as the day goes on is where does the variance start there, Aaron? I can't quite see it. Is that today? Where it was?
No, here, like back here is October 4th.
Well, I mean, where the variance, where there was almost touching and then
this is October.
You continue. No. Going forward, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Right where it's almost touching.
That was October 4th.
No. I mean, where they were far apart and then they were close together again. Going forward in time.
Just went up 1%.
Can you go to November 5th, right where they're?
Here's,
see where they're almost touching, Aaron? You see what?
That was November 3rd.
November 3rd
2
there.
days ago.
Okay. So what happened November 3rd?
Maybe somebody just placed a big bet.
I'd say, what do you think of the inflections of that big separation there?
Money, because it's, those are wagers essentially, or,
but I mean, what's causing people to wager for Trump?
Money coming in, to try and manipulate that.
You think this is not a true picture of the real odds?
Well, no, because like when you watch like the precious metals market, when you see the slam downs, where there's this, or something like that. But there was some large amount of money that came in that took the bet the other way.
Elon hedging the bets.
There's a fund.
Well, I can think of the Rogan
that we don't speak about that. That could even been, just
BlackRock, we don't talk about.
something like that.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
Vanguard. Yeah.
We don't know
State
who
Street.
we know who the bettors are.
Yeah. Well,
Is that a lot of people? That's what you got to look at. Is that a lot of people or is that a lot of money?
okay.
I don't know.
But
Are we looking
here,
at-
here are the things that I would think it would, if it was in a liquid market and there wasn't any one big investor.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan's flip flop from Kamala Harris to Trump last night. I have to think that moved the markets a little bit because Joe Rogan talks to a group of young men primarily who are not really that excited about voting.
Was this the Saturday Night Live? Okay.
Yeah, Saturday Night Live might be another one where she didn't
Third
perform.
was Sunday.
But it prompted.
Sunday had also Trump on NASCAR and Trump on NFL football.
Okay. Yeah. So those are the kind of things that are going to cause people to, just like in the market, these little,
Blips.
Yeah. And you'll see situations where they'll create some kind of a problem, okay, to cause the stock to go down. So you can go in and buy it, and then just wait for the crisis to pass and it just floats back up to the price that it was at before.
Right. Because Hillary was up 91-9 until like 8 o'clock that night. So this doesn't mean a lot. But do you see that Dave Underdown is in the comments talking about what safari boots are? Safari boots will do the talking.
Here's the odds on how many electoral votes that you can,
You can bet on that. Well, I think 270 to 279, 299 is the safe bet.
360 or more. You can,
No. It's going to be close. I'd say if I was the DNC right now, looking at the barrel of the gun, I would delay Michigan, delay Pennsylvania, delay Wisconsin, delay anything where you're going to lose. And it looks like they're going to lose. I mean, I don't know. I think they're going to delay Michigan and Pennsylvania. Just seems that way. That's where they spend all the time. Neither campaign has gone to Ohio, hardly at all. Neither campaign has spent any time in Florida. Trump is spending time in Virginia, which is crazy. Trump is spending time in Wisconsin, which is crazy. Both campaigns have spent a lot of time in Arizona and a lot of time in Nevada. A little bit of time. Trump spent a little time in New Mexico, which traditionally is, since Bill Richardson, has been a very blue state. So maybe that's going purple. So Prince William called for support of 30,000 wildlife. Okay, we're getting into the boots. Safari Club boots here. So the facts are, here's Dave Underdown. The facts are I gave my nephew cowboy boots called Attitude Adjuster boots in honor of Sidney Powell's leopard pair that I found to be Safari Club fabulous. I don't think she wore in the video with you.
You were in a video with Sidney Powell?
Probably walking out of I was in an elevator with her.
Covering Bijan Kian.
Yeah. And I was I was probably coming out of you go to the trial every day, you end up coming and going with the lawyers. She she was at the Mike Flynn trial and she was at the Bijan Kian trial as well.
And she is finally, acknowledging the blackberries on Anthony Weiner's laptop that they can't seem to get access to.
Just in the nick of time, only 8 years later than George Webb. Okay, well that sounds great.
But
well, it's nice to finally have a little bit of validation.
Yeah.
Byrne had a phone call with Lynn Wood where he claimed Powell got liquored up and tried to do him. Byrne said no. And then Elizabeth says, I bet Sidney's a tiger in the sack.
Moving on.
She better be. When you lose 52 out of 52, in baseball, they brought up Willie Mays and he went 0 for 17. And the assistant manager was about ready to send Willie Mays back to the minors. Maybe he was 0 for 16. And he goes, "We're going to give this kid one more chance." And then he had a hit and it was a home run. And the rest was the career of Willie Mays. But 52, even the great Willie Mays was going to get sent back after 16 or 17. Sydney, oh, there she is with the safari boots.
Oh yeah, leopard print. She loves leopard.
She loves leopard print. Well, she lost 52 out of 52. That's bad. That's not doing a very good. I mean, I don't know. That's not good odds. So, but
good fees.
Yeah. I mean, I just she ended up defending. I can't remember who she defended right off the bat. That was in the U.S. Army. She was on the defense for some folks, and I can't remember who those people were right now. So she's not typically a prosecuting attorney. Elon flipped Joe. I think that's fairly. I think that's a true statement. I think Joe was on the other time. He had talked about endorsing.
That could be the Kalshi gap that's growing.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah. They're going to drag this out as long as they can, is what Elizabeth's saying. Charles says North Carolina. North Carolina will be close. I agree with that. North Carolina will be close, and they will delay North Carolina. Elizabeth says, I'm in Charlotte, and the early voting is crazy here. Need to have some positive qualities. Loser in the courtroom, monster in the bedroom. Well, you better have something going on. Better have something going on. The used paper ballots where I voted in PA, Tyrone says. He's in Pittsburgh. We got to give a big hand out there to citizen journalist Tyrone Sargent. I mean, he got us the on the ground report yesterday for the merging together. Watch him merge. They're merging together the Secret Service. Oh, we split them up. Oh, there's a couple snipers that got out of our motorcade. The snipers got over into your motorcade. I didn't even know that we were going to be here at the same time. Look at our snipers went into your motorcade, and oopsie, your president got shot in the face. The Kissinger teeter-totter must balance. Okay, I see. There you go. Races to watch: Georgia, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Arizona, Michigan, Nebraska District.
Because their whole electoral votes in Nebraska and Maine.
Right. I remember Maine does each one separately, but Nebraska District 2, I'm trying to think if that's Sina Bavari at Lincoln, Nebraska. Is that Sina Bavari, the bioweapons capital of America? And then you have Wisconsin and Nevada.
Could they bring the whole thing down to there?
Is that Warren's vote?
That's Warren's vote. That's Warren and Patrick Burns' vote in Omaha, University of Nebraska. Who knows? Okay, well, we're
having fun here.
We're having fun. This is an update. We wanted to really get Kalshi out there until it was up there on the screen with the graphics. This is why you have graphics. It is Warren Buffett's vote. It is Patrick Burns' vote. It is, isn't it? Isn't Omaha? Isn't the blue one? Which one's two?
Here, well,
yeah, that could be because you have Council Bluffs, Iowa, across the river from it.
Remember, that's where Lincoln makes the speech.
It's Omaha.
Yeah, it's Omaha. That's Warren Buffett. He's the tiebreaker tonight with Patrick Byrne. Do you think Patrick Byrne will remember that he grew up at Warren Buffett's complex, and he'll stop all the silliness saying he somehow was the protege of Milton Friedman? You think he'll end that silliness, or you think he's going to keep going with the Milton Friedman silliness? It's hard to say.
Yeah,
it's hard to say. The registration changes across the board, I think, are about 8 to 9 points with the Elon effect. You know, he was paying the $100 in Pennsylvania. He was paying the $47 in the other swing states. And it has made a difference. With a $1 million lottery, it has made a big difference in Pennsylvania, especially. So Elizabeth says, what do you think about Flynn? Well, I think Flynn tried to Watergate Trump in 2016. When somebody wins, you don't want to mess it up. And when somebody wins, you don't want to start communicating with your encrypted BlackBerry to the Russian ambassador and start making policy and then lying about not communicating to the Russian ambassador, right? And then start doing crimes on the behalf of what you say is the president and then surprise him with it later once he takes office. Remember, Flynn's the one saying, as Trump's going down the transom, the deal is in with our good friend, the uranium baron. All of a sudden, I'm going to forget his name. I'm thinking of it. It's the guy who was the uranium broker. The guy who was doing all the Copson, Alex Copson. Yeah. Who said Alex Copson?
I did.
You did. Well, you get the thing. Offutt is where Bush flew in 9/11. Yeah, that's the CIA base. No, Nebraska District 2 is Offutt Air Force Base. That's also where the Franklin scandal was. In Offutt. That's where Stratcom is. That's the Strategic Air Command is in,
Copson was the whistleblower.
No. Well, Copson is the one who they were going to say, this is how they Watergated Trump. They were going to say, we were doing all these machinations and I was getting all these favors from Flynn. And it was really, I got my marching orders from Trump. So it was really Trump. I was just the bag man. It was really Trump doing all the stuff. According to whistleblower Alex Copson, which, yeah.
We'll do that later.
Claimed to have received a message. We're good to go. Yeah. Yeah. So this is Watergating Trump. And this is what I say Boris Epstein is doing this time with kiting all these job promises. Is he's basically Watergating. Watergating is just putting a millstone around the winner's neck, right? Or putting a time bomb around the winner's neck. Hey, now that you won, let me put a collar around you, which a nice time bomb. Love that Bush has started to stay out of it. He's finally being smart. Well, the one that's alive is kind of dumb. George Bush is not the brightest bulb in the chandelier, right?
No, he needed Cheney.
Cheney is the one you have to worry about. Liz Cheney and Dick Cheney is the one you have to worry about, and then they're not staying out of it. Offutt Air Force Base, driven to win. Meeting Kislyak before, he had many meetings with Kislyak. Texting away before on the BlackBerry. Again, BlackBerry's not important. It seems like the most important possible thing that could possibly be involved in the election, between the election and the inauguration, because that's the key device. That's the key device that Watergates Trump. So it's the most important thing. It's not the least important. It's the most important thing. Derek Harvey, a retired Army officer, former staffer for Petraeus, also IP3 with Flynn. If you remember, Flynn was doing the deal with 30 nuclear power plants, 24 for Saudi Arabia, 6 for Qatar, 4 for UAE, 2 for Qatar, 2 for Bahrain, etc. It was basically a leveling deal to level and make the Sunni nations get as much as the Shiite nations.
This guy?
Yeah. Derek Harvey. Yep.
With Petraeus.
Yeah, CIA. All the way, CIA. So
Petraeus these days, KK&R. Same old place.
CIA with Liz Cheney. They're watching this together. Dick Cheney, Liz Cheney, and Petraeus are all sitting together tonight. Yeah. And watch out for Ivan Rakeland, doing stupid stuff like live swatting and that kind of stupid stuff. That's coming. That's coming. So don't do that. Go to your local neighborhood news. Go to your local neighborhood news studio. So Derek Harvey, retired. Yeah. That's probably it for right now.
He's been in, I've seen him on Bannon's show.
Bannon.
He'll have him on for strategy, mostly like about China.
China,
He's
yeah.
a China
Analyst, yeah.
We'll come in as these numbers start to move.
Yeah, we're putting that number out there. We're introducing Kalshi, K-A-S.
Kelsey.
Kalshi, K-A-L-S-H-I, Kalshi. We're introducing it to you, saying we'll tune back in if the numbers move. So If we call you, the Kalshi moved. And there's something big happening with Kalshi. Sounds like a Matt Pottinger type. Yes, he's very much a Matt Pottinger type, a Kissinger plan. So right now we
See,
have
like what $100 would do, right? That's Trump.
yeah.
100 gets you 59.
Yeah.
No gets you 138.
The thing is, when do you collect? This year, next year? I mean, we used to remember elections used to be always the night of. There was Nixon versus Kennedy was, 5 in the morning, 4 in the morning. Sam Giancana, John M. Roselli, they dumped the ballots and
What if they called a tie, theoretically, in this scenario? What would happen to the money?
It throws into the House of Representatives, does it not?
No, I'm talking about this bet.
Well, that would go into the House of Representatives, right? I believe the House of Representatives determines who wins if it's a tie, and there is 4 or 5
the
different
presidential
scenarios.
election. Though, if the election's called a tie, not like who becomes president, but who wins. If there's no
Probably get your push money back,
okay,
like a dead heat in a 2-horse race, dead heat.
okay.
Probably, or else they keep it all.
And is that possible?
Yeah.
Could this be?
Like if it was a spread bet
Mhm.
and said 2 points either way, we're going to give you 1 point, or we'll give you 1 point the other way, over and under, then everybody would lose. And I think that's where it's going, 50-50. I think it's going to be really close. It's going to be Michigan. It's going to be Pennsylvania. But there's always the surprise state. Warren Flood can drive, a Ferrari from the CCF Center in Detroit. He could drive it to Toledo. That's not that far. That's 60 miles.
No, we're not tracking it. We're just analyzing the bet itself. Like,
No, none of the polls have closed yet. So this is we're just showing you an indicator of how people are feeling.
Because like this is Kalshi, okay? It's like you could take bets on like what the weather's going to be next week.
Yeah.
Okay. Or like,
anybody who organizes a bet.
It's
You bet on football games. You can bet on weather. You can bet on anything.
Yeah, it's almost like taking fantasy football in a different direction, or online, different type of online betting.
We'll do this one, then close it out here.
Legal experts, David
Boies, remember him from election 2000?
No, tell me. I remember the name, but tell me more about David Boies.
He was like Gore's attorney on the Democrat side in the Bush.
Lawrence Tribe, I remember that name.
Okay, and Ted Olson, rest his soul.
I do remember went to the Supreme Court to decide, and what votes counted and what votes didn't count.
David Boies, I also believe, was like CBS's general counsel back, he was tasked with defending the libel suit against the CBS by William Westmoreland, if you remember that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And anyhow, he had a legal maneuver. He, ended up settling that. I won't go into that, but he's been around for a while, and yes, I remember him. But I remember from election 2000, he was like the lead counsel.
Yeah. Well, don't assume I know more than I do. Assume that we all, as a collective group, know more than MSM every minute of the day, every day.
Well, I bring up the little bits that I have because I'm hoping maybe someone else can finish the story. Or,
yeah. It's a group hive mind, and that's what makes us great. Make America great again.
Lawrence never made it on the Supreme Court. He was, 50 years ago, he was like a fast track. He was a brilliant legal mind, on the left, and but I'm going to guess because Bork didn't get on,
Yeah.
Different tribes not getting on, you know.
I
don't know.
I will say this. Probably the first person to push citizen journalism. On YouTube. Yes, I do take credit for that. And it is a hive mind. And it is far superior. You know, these betting markets that are done by plebiscite have been proven far superior than the pundits of the mainstream media that are paid performers. Basically, they're tap dancers for the elites, right? And that is that idea of citizen journalism, and God knows I put all my life savings into it, has proven again and again and again to deliver the Pulitzer after Pulitzer after Pulitzer. And they award themselves the self-congratulatory Pulitzers, but the real Pulitzers, the real breakthroughs. Hey, we saw Gavin McInnes, we saw Mr. Proud Boys, Mr. Hey, I'm making a Trump smashed all of Nancy Pelosi's mementos in Nancy Pelosi's office film. You know, Trump people are bad guys. Gavin McInnes, Proud Boys, is back at it again. He's back at it again. Enrique Terrio, who we called right from the first day of the election, saying, hey, Proud Boys going to do a false flag. We were there at the gates with Joe Biggs. That cracks American history, J6. The live exercise, March 2020, the Shadow Network with the Blackberries on Capitol Hill. All of those are citizen journalism stories. The Biolab in Faisalabad and Debbie Wasserman Schultz running biological weapons campaigns and all these different overthrows. Those are all journalism. Yeah, there they are. Those are all citizen journalism stories. They were all Pulitzer stories. So we'll leave it right there. No, I don't think 4chan does it best. I think the 4chan's the worst. 4chan is the toilet bowl. 4chan's the opposite. 4chan's a race to the bottom. We're a race to the top. 4chan is the worst, I believe, because what you end up with 4chan is the goofier and stranger and wackier you could make your rumor. That's what gets voted up in 4chan because people are looking for things to do. That's just the thing. They're bored. Citizen journalism is the exact opposite. We're all looking out for everyone else and the collective benefit of everyone else. And so it's a race to the top. So it's one is a race to the bottom of the sewer. The other is a race to the top of Mount Everest. Very, very different activities. And we'll leave it at that.
All right. Probably 5 o'clock.
We'll check back in 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock.
Very good.
Thanks, everybody.